OG. And they want the T on me, I swear these bitches nosy.
It's okay to just start wherever you are. You might not have all the tools and everything that you need, but just do it. Barely a podcast, but you can call it a podcast. I'm just like, I'm missing the mic. And my grandma always told me that. She was like, if you start at the bottom, you can't go nowhere but up. We all done been through something. Like, we know how these men get down. And sometimes they're fully fed at home, but they still go out in the street like they just super hungry. It's like, he can't sit up and like, oh, I slipped up or whatever. Okay, yeah, you slipped up, but you know what slips out. Oh, he too cocky, or how is he cocky? How is someone knowing that they're great, knowing that they put in the work, they worked hard. It's not like he just started playing football yesterday. So the kids are just like him. You know, like, he set the tone. Very mannerable, very respectful, God-fearing. In this comments telling this girl she should have got rid of her baby. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lady Vegas if you're new here, and I am I'm doing something new. I'm adding something new to my channel, basically. So what I'm doing is, I was like, so normally I just do vlogs. You can see that all throughout my history on my YouTube channel. I just be vlogging. But I was like, I kind of want to switch it up or whatever. And I realized that, wait a minute, first, this is like, it's not necessarily a podcast, but you can call it a podcast. I'm just like, I'm missing the mic. So basically, casual couch talk to me is, it's kind of like as if, I don't know. Should I do another take? I felt like that was kind of off. I don't know. But anyways, casual couch talk. So it's kind of like, you know how you got company or your girlfriend's over or whatever, and y'all just sit on the couch and y'all talking, or, you know, if you home and you on the phone or whatever, and y'all just on the phone shooting shit, and you know, y'all talking about whatever. You're talking about life. You might be talking about what you've seen on the internet. You know, you might be talking about what was in the shade room. Like, ain't no telling. Like, y'all can go every which way possible. You know, family, friends, jobs, you know, whatever. So I was just like, I myself, I'm probably what you would consider like a loner type of girl, so I don't have a lot of, you know, people like around or whatever. So this was just so perfect for me, because when I felt like, when I feel some type of way or I want to talk about something, I could just pick up the camera and put this segment in casual couch talk, where we just casually sit on the couch. Every time I'm not going to be like this. Sometimes I might have my pajamas on. Sometimes I might have on, you know, my gym clothes. It's just like however I'm feeling. If I want to get on, it's kind of like me calling y'all, like picking up the phone, calling y'all, and we just chit-chatting, you know. So basically, I've been wanting to do this. I hate to really say podcast, but I would, you know, whatever. Because I wanted to, it's nothing like scripted. It's nothing like, not too planned, and it's not like, it's just really in my living room, you know, chilling on the couch, and I'm just shooting the shit with y'all. So that's like, it's kind of real, you can say realistic, authentic, you know, just kind of chill back, you know. So basically, I've been wanting to get it going. This is what I wanted to come in the first of the new year with, you know, the casual couch talk. But sometimes we sabotage ourselves like so much. Like, we are our own worst, sometimes everything. So I kept like, you know, making excuses. Oh, you know, like, my living room not done, or oh, I ain't got all the equipment, like all the high-tech equipment that I want. You know, instead of just like, girl, you can make something out of nothing. Like, come on now, you ever had lemons and had to make lemonade? Like, stop acting like everything gotta be perfect. And that is just like so true. And I already know that. My grandma always told me that. She was like, if you start at the bottom, you can't go nowhere but up. But when you start at the top, we all know what happens. You know what I'm saying? So I have to stop sabotaging my own things that I want to do and stop thinking so much about it and stop thinking and putting a time frame. Well, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it this day. When I get this, I'm going to do that or whatever like that. And it's just like, I think that's what I love so much about my YouTube channel with my vlogging is because it's just like real raw. It's just like, you know, it's just like regular, degular, not regular, degular like that, but it's just like, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, putting on the front, putting on the facade and, you know, so it's just, you know, like realistic, you know? Just me being my true, genuine self or whatever. So anyways, that's the same way I want the, excuse me, I'm thirsty. That's the same way I want the podcast to kind of, that's the same vibe I want the podcast to give. It's just like, you know, lay back, chill, you know what I'm saying? You know, shooting the shit, you know, shit like that. So what happened, I was not supposed to start recording today. I really wasn't. But it was so crazy. I try not to be on that glued to that internet like that, and I can't be because it's just too much. It'd be too much for me sometimes, and I don't like fogging and clouding my mind with a bunch of like shit. Like I can't handle too much, even if it's somebody else shit. I just can't handle too much of it. So this morning, I got on the internet and I was like, I got on Instagram, and then I had saw how basically everybody was talking about, it's crazy that I'm kind of starting off talking about him, but Deion Sanders, I love Deion Sanders, but everybody was talking about his son, how he didn't get first draft pick. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought he was, I'm sure anybody who been following and follow, you know, football, whatever, I mean, how could you not think he wouldn't, you know? So then I went in the comments, y'all, when I tell y'all, the people was dragging it. And it really, like, it ruffled my feathers in a major way. And it's so crazy because I've been feeling that way lately when it comes down to the internet and when you go in the comment section. You know, some stuff you can go in there on different topics or whatever, and it be like, stuff be funny, like when it's a funny type of situation. But some stuff, it be like, what? Like the amount of people that was like, you know, just dragging it, you know, like basically kind of like playing in his face, like, yeah, they had to humble him and, you know, blah, 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 he too cocky and blah. I'm like, first of all, who had to humble him? Because we all know who behind the NFL. You know, it ain't, you know? So it's just like, what you mean they had to humble him? Humble him for what? And then, how can you sit up and say, oh, he too cocky, or how is he cocky? How is someone knowing that they're great, knowing that they put in the work, they worked hard? It's not like you just start playing football yesterday. And it's not like you just start playing a year ago. Like, he been playing ball since probably like yay high or whatever. So when a person finally hits a new journey in their life where it's time to, basically everything he's done from yesterday on down was nothing but preparation for where he wants to be and where he's going to be. So to laugh in his face and to, you know what I'm saying, and talk shit and make it seem like, oh, it's his fault, or he shouldn't have wore that chain, and he shouldn't be so confident. So how? That's like that. Actually, that's what it is. That's like really telling a person, you shouldn't be so confident. Why not? I'm a hairstylist. I specialize in sew-ins. I've been licensed for I'm on 17 or I'm on 18 years or whatever. When it comes to sewing in some extensions and making a weave look so natural, like it came out your scalp, I'm the shit. And can't nobody tell me I'm not. And when I first started, I wasn't that way. But over the years, I've perfected my craft, and I'm one of the best. And the thing about that is me saying that I'm one of the best when it comes to it. I don't need nobody to tell me that. Like, I know that. Like, you know when you good at some shit. You know when you done worked hard, you done studied your craft, or you just know when you know something. You know what I'm saying? You know when you good at your job, you know? And when you know you good at your job, that's how the company sees you, and then they promote you to a higher level, and then they make you executive, and shit, one day you might be the CEO. But it all starts with you. So how is he cocky in any kind of way, you know? And I've been following, like my family, we Cowboy fans. So my dad, his two favorite players was Emmitt Smith and Deion Sanders. So I've been in Deion Sanders. It was kind of like, it was almost like you birthed into it. You know what I'm saying? Like was born into it, you know? So it's always been that way. So to see him, you know, full circle things come back around, and then, you know, landing the coaching job with Colorado and all that type of stuff, and being able to connect with him on, I don't know if I should say connect or whatever situation may be. I follow him on Instagram because I love how motivational he is. I love how positive he is. I love how much he loves God. I love how he put God first in everything that he do. Like, I love all that. And that's how my Instagram feed is. Majority of my feed is like positive stuff, because that's what I click on. That's what I watch. I don't watch too much mess. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't help but run into, you know, whatever, and then you choose what you feed, you know, what you're going to feed yourself for that day. So I really tread lightly with how much I feed, how much negativity I let get into my, you know what I'm saying, the dome. So then I had started following the kids, or was I following? I was following the kids first on like YouTube, and then Deion came after, cause I don't think I knew that Deion had a Instagram yet, so that's how that worked about. And then you would see Deion on the YouTube and all that type of stuff, whatever. So the kids are just like him, you know, like he set the tone. Very mannerable, very respectful, God-fearing, like all that. So that's all I ever seen them project out into the universe was, you know, some kids that came from a good background, and a father and mother too, who installed great things in them, you know? So I was just like, our people it's always, I don't want to say us, because I don't want to include me in that, but our people is always with some bullshit. Never fails. You never, like, it's not like a separate Instagram where it's like Instagram and they on there bashing their people, talking bad about their people, even from the weirdest stuff. Like, you would think they would say, they don't even say nothing when they come to, because, you know, like, say for instance, like, you know, Diddy, R. Kelly, Cosby, like all that type of stuff, they got theirs, like, and not comparing it to or whatever, like not comparing the two, but I'm just saying, but at this end of the day, it's just, you know, it's all the same shit. But you don't see them created no bandwagon on Weinstein and, you know, the CEO and Nickelodeon and all that type of stuff. Like, they do not get on there and bash their people no matter what. We always got to do that. We always got to, like, tear each other down in some type of way, some form, some way. Everybody always got, and I know that we all got opinions, because right now with me talking about this is like strictly my opinion, you know? But I just feel like when it comes to stuff on the internet, I got a different type of ear. Like, I hear things different. I look at things totally different. I always try to find, like, no, you looking at that wrong. Like, you taking it way too far. You looking at that wrong. Or you not being logical. Or you not even being, like, real. Like, what you saying, you wouldn't even apply that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't give yourself that whole breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a motherfucker done put in 15, 16 years in something, and you know you damn good at it, you know? And then when it's time for you to get your promotion, the people at your job like, she ain't need that position. She ain't need that position. He didn't need that position because he think he know it all. He think he know that job. He don't know what he doing. He gonna be like, what the fuck? So I be wondering, like, do people like really be thinking like that? Like, do they put themselves in a position? You know, imagine how he feels to be such a, you know, a young man, a young adult, and then to get on the internet and see how your people like bashing you. Oh, it's because of your daddy. Oh, because of your chain, or oh, because of your. I'm like, that's just, and that's, it's like we be doing, not we, but people be doing just what they want us to do. Tear each other down. You know what I'm saying? Like that, none of that should have been there. No, nobody should have had one bad comment, because I do feel if he would have got picked in the first round, I feel like it would have been a totally different response. I feel like people would have been on the bandwagon. Oh yeah, I knew, woo woo, and da da da, and I've been following him, and I knew he was gonna get. I knew, blah. They would have done that. But since that didn't happen, they more so like, oh, I knew he wasn't gonna get. I knew he ain't. You know, what have he done? Yeah, somebody even said that, like, what have he done? Like, what do you mean, what have he done? That's like so crazy to me. So it's like I didn't really get on here to necessarily talk about that situation, but it just brought me back to how I have been feeling with the internet, because it's like every time something happened with somebody's life, somebody in there being goddamn Dr. Phil, but in the worst way possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody in there condemning, not everybody, but majority of the people, they've been there condemning people, like as if they never went through nothing in life, as if they lived this perfect life, as if they got everything right on the first try. Like, it's wild the way these people, these comments and stuff be. It's like hella crazy. Just like, I know another topic that I kind of missed out on that I had really wanted to talk about, but I tricked myself out of that, was with Lil Baby, his baby mom. And you know, she had a child with Anthony, the basketball player. So, you know, just going off of what was put on there, you know, I guess, you know, he don't want nothing to do with the child, or whatever the situation may be, or whatever, you know. And it's so crazy. As far as a player, I like him as a basketball player. He's really good. But taking all that away, and even who she's tied to, taking that away, just looking at them as just two regular, you know, individuals, everyday people. When I went to the comments on that, one day when I had saw that, and I went to the comments, and the women was bashing her down. And I'm like, what? they was like, yeah, you know, money hungry gold digger, like, why would you go have a baby with somebody that didn't want you? All he had to do was, he ain't had to tell me twice to get no abortion. I would have been at the clinic. I would have done this. And then I'm like, how does these people up in this comments telling this girl she should have got rid of her baby? Like, that don't even, like, come on now. You know, and who told you to get rid of yours or keep yours? At the end of the day, like, why are you, and then to even tell a person such a thing that they should have got rid of their child, like, that's deep. I could never do no shit like that. Like, I could never even utter those words out of my mouth. Like, that's just insane to me. And then it's like, to me, I felt like they was really blaming her more than him, and it's just like, what the. Do y'all not know how they get down? Do y'all not know how these men get down? You know, at the end of the day, like, I mean, if you done been around the block a time or two, you know a little bit about them. You know how they operate, how they get down, how they'll have something at home, a wife or a long-time girlfriend, and then they'll be outside like they single. They'll be telling you one thing, they'll be doing this or whatever, you know. Like, they do that, you know what I'm saying? So how is it her fault? Because at the end of the day, she couldn't have made it on her own. It took him to make it, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, he can't sit up and like, oh, I slipped up or whatever. Okay, yeah, you slipped up, but you know what slips out if you don't take precaution. You know what I'm saying? So you wasn't thinking about that then. Neither one of them have said it was just a one-night stand. So clearly it was an ongoing thing. You know what I'm saying? Clearly she had some little false promises somewhere or whatever. But at the end of the day, that is their situation between him and her. So who are we, not me, to tell her you should have got rid of the baby, you shouldn't have the baby? And then what's so crazy, if it would have came about that she had a baby by just an old regular guy working at Walmart, they would have ate her down. Like, how you gonna, you know, how such and such gonna be your baby daddy, and then you go have a baby by, you was supposed to, you know, like, you was supposed to level up, you always supposed to go, like, I could just imagine what they would have done, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, it's really, those comments be like messing with me. And then I get so passionate about it, and I don't do none of that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I say, and you rarely catch me in some shit like that. Like, it's always positive, or like some clapping hands somewhere, or like the 100, like when I see something like maybe motivational, or somebody did something, or you know what I'm saying? That's the only time you'll really see me comment on something, not on no breakdown on nobody's shit. Like with my feelings with her, I will not be in no comment section with my opinion. Like, hell no. I'm too player for that, you know. But this is my YouTube channel, and if I want to get on my channel and talk about something that I saw on the Shade Room or whatever like that, and talk about it all in a positive way, then that's fine. That's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not even bashing him. But only thing I'm saying about him, like, to everybody, like, I mean, if you're human, and, you know, we all done been through something. Like, we know how these men get down. Like, you know, we already know how they operate. You know, sometimes they be greedy. And sometimes they're fully fed at home, but they still go out in the street like they just super, super hungry. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what can you do? You know, it happens. But I tell you one thing, ain't nobody gonna tell me whether to get rid of my child or not, that he set up, that we, now it's we, that we set up and made. Not even him. I don't give a damn. Well, you shouldn't have slipped up. Like, you knew what you was doing. on numerous occasions, because like I say, I know that wasn't their first rodeo, and then that just happened that way. I know that didn't rock like that. And, you know, been there, done that. So, no. You know, and I just hate that women I hate that they get on there, on these sites and stuff like that, and then they opinions be like unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, they opinions, they wouldn't even apply their opinion to them. You know what I'm saying? The advice that they be giving these people, they wouldn't even take that advice from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and just look at the statistics. And them the main ones that's like so opinionated, you know? And so telling this grown woman what she should be doing with her body. That's insane to me. I don't think nobody should tell no one what they should do with their body. I don't agree with that. So yeah, that's kind of like, this is just kind of how I woke up this morning when I went on that, and I have not been doing that. Just waking up and running right to that phone. But and then I scrolled long this morning, not that long, like probably I've done in the past, but I was on there longer than I should have. Like, I really think with Deion Sanders' son, that's kind of what kept me on there a little bit longer. Like, I was just, because it was just like after like different media pages, I kept going, and then I'm going in the comments, and I'm just seeing like the negative comments on damn near all these little outlets or whatever like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's all our goddamn people with that shit. Like, that is just so, excuse me, so hatery to me. Like, that's straight hater shit. Like, how could you be a hater? You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't. Some people like, just because your dad Deion or whatever, like, why fucking not? They put their kids in position. They get their kids the job. They get their friends' kids the job. You see what I'm saying? They give them the connections, you know? They set theirs up for success. So why we can't? Oh no, we gotta have a struggle story. Oh no, it gotta be the hard way for us. We gotta go swim through the mud, climb fences, jump back gates. Like, we gotta do all that. And it's not because of Deion. But if it was, and what's the problem? Why not? You see what I'm saying? Who hates on that because somebody is getting their kid inside of a door, which that is like not the case. His son both of his sons put in the work to be where they wanted to be. You see what I'm saying? So I don't agree with that at all. That's not the case. But if it was, and what? What's the problem? Because if I can get mine in the door off of me, I'm gonna do that. And if you could get yours in the door off of you, you would do that. And the negative people in the comments, you know, that know it all, if they can get their kids in a door based off of them, their name or whatever, they would. You know what I'm saying? And regular people do it all the time. Like, your homegirl might work at a company and she been there 20 years, and then your daughter looking for a job or whatever, your daughter 16 and can work, and then your homegirl can get your daughter in the company or whatever because she, you know, she been there 20 years, supervisor or whatever like that. Those are all connections. That's what networking is. That's the thing about, you know, knowing people and building, you know, solid relationships or whatever, because you just never know when you might need somebody. So at the end of the day, it's all the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, I stand firm on what I said. I feel like he earned where he is today. So part 2 comes on at 7 o'clock. I think that's 7 o'clock my time. So, like I said, oh my gosh. So when I was reading, let me go back real quick. When I was reading all that negative shit this morning, it had me so pissed off, right? But the first thing that hit my head, the first thing that was in my head was, And I'm not gonna lie, right hand. Like I said, I don't comment or whatever, but I wanted to comment. But what I wanted to comment was the verse in Matthew when it said, and this is what's so crazy. I kind of felt bad that I didn't do it, because I kind of felt like I was just like wondering, was I disobedient? Because that Bible verse was on my heart heavy when I was reading those comments, because I'm like, they don't even know what they talking about. Like, they don't even know how God work or whatever. And I just really wanted to post, that verse on, I think it was the Shade Room, or I don't know which outlet it was. And I didn't. So then later in the day, as I'm getting ready and my mind is just, going on, like, with my feelings and what I'm going to talk about today and everything, I had went to because I was like, okay, I'm going to get some notes. Because sometimes I could be talking and then I could just go on. And that's why I'm like, this is perfect for me, because I love to talk. I love to debate. I love all that, So I had went and got one of my journals that a client of mine had got me this journal. I think this was for my birthday. Aganda, thank you, Aganda. She had got me this journal, and I have wrote in it, but not a lot. And I was like, oh, I'll use my new journal for my notes or whatever, because like I don't have my note cards. I'm just starting with, I never want to say nothing, because sometimes I'll be like, I always gotta start with nothing, but really I have a whole lot of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so highly blessed, But so I went in here, and y'all, I kid you not, I went up in here. It was 2 Bible verses that I had wrote, and the first one was, and it really applied to today. That's why I stuck with what I wanted to talk about, and that's why I went on and picked up the camera and just started filming today. But it was Matthew 21, verse 21, and it said, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. So I feel like that applied to me. Then Matthew 20:16 said, so the last will be first, and the first will be last. And I was like, God, excuse me, but I was like, I was going to type that. You know what I'm saying? I was going to type that on one of those outlets when they was talking all that mess. I was going to type that, like, don't bark too loud and don't bark too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, y'all don't know how God works and how he moves and what he has in store, and why sometimes why the journey go the way it goes sometimes. Like, y'all clear, the ones who's so negative about it, you can't know God. It's impossible. And you can't really be no God-fearing child talking like that about somebody, especially, a young adult who ain't really experienced life yet, who just now getting ready to, embark on a whole nother, something he really knows nothing about, but has been prepared. But you still won't know until you start, walking those footsteps of his own, like his own footsteps. Start putting his own foot into, the mud and the dirt and what it's gonna take to, like, that's all his journey. So who are you to whatever? So I wanted to post that so bad, but I didn't. And then when I opened up this journal, because I was going to use this for my notes, and I saw that, I was just like, it was just like confirmation. And that applies to me too. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes in life, you feel like, you'd be like, damn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, what? It's kind of hard to really find a wrong about you. Not saying that I'm perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody under the sun is perfect. But sometimes it be like, like with myself, I be like, wait, is something not clicking, or am I oh man, I can't even say it. Misinterpreting something, or like, what am I? Is there a little screw somewhere? Like, what's tea? Like, what's going on? But it's just, like I always say, if you have watched my vlogs, it's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the journey. And then sometime when you think that like it should be your time, like that's not your time. God knows the perfect time to release you to where you feel you should be, or where he feel you should be. Like, and then when that time comes, you be like, you know what? I'm glad it didn't work out then. I'm glad I didn't, get that job a year ago. I'm glad I didn't take that job. Like, that job wasn't for me. Or I'm glad I didn't move there. I'm glad I didn't do this. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad I finally let him go. Like, it'd be so, all you have to do is just sit back and wait, and it all plays out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens today, I can't wait to see what happens today. But I think, it's going to put a potato in every naysayer's mouth. And I hope it's like a rotten potato. Yeah. Because that was just horrible. Even if I didn't follow them or know them, I was still anybody's son, that's up to be drafted to go into the NFL to change the life of his whole family, his mom and his dad, maybe his siblings. How could I ever speak so negative? And that's another thing. Even when Travis, got drafted and the Jaguars picked him up, like, you could see how Shador was, they was over there clapping for him and everything. Like, they was excited for him. Like, you could see all that. If he was so arrogant and so cocky and so, he would have just been sitting with a blank face, like, yeah, whatever, okay, like, well, what's up with me? He wasn't even, they was all, it was just genuine, like, love, So that's why I'm just like, they get on my nerves. I'm not going back on that damn internet looking, I gotta go back on there because I gotta see what happens. I gotta see what happened today, but I was just like, people is nuts. People is really nuts. They are. So I was saying, back to, Matthew 20 verse 16 is, it's okay that things are going the speed that it's going, because that's the way, that's the way it's meant to go. That's the way it's meant to be. Whatever's going on right now in your life, like, that's the way it's meant to be. Like, you're meant to be wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? Because some of that is, sometimes you still have lessons to be learned, and sometimes you still you putting in the work. You still watering your plant. It's like, basically, when you plant your seed into the ground, I've talked about this in my videos, but so many seeds I've planted, and then some main seeds, like my top 2 seeds that I've planted years ago, and I still don't even see a stem yet. But I believe, I still water my seeds, every day. I still pray over my seeds, and then I know that in due time, God is going to put me where I need to be. And that's why I pray about every door that's open for me. I even, I understand when doors just won't open for me. That, and I learned that 24 last year. Towards the end of last year, I learned that, like, it's okay, lady. Like, if you keep knocking on these certain doors and they're not opening, that's not what God got for you. It's not. Just go home, chill. You know what I'm saying? You need to seek him more, And not necessarily that, it's not necessarily like, okay, you need to seek him more. No, I think from me seeking him made me understand why those doors wouldn't open. Because if I hadn't picked up that Bible and started reading it for myself, a lot of stuff I still would be probably clueless about, be hurt about, be in my feelings about, be just like lost, or feeling like just chopped. But because teaching myself the word, learning it, and reading and studying it, I know how to deal. The last 2 years, I've been able to deal with a lot of stuff better than I've ever been able to, like, in my life. I've always been, strong and all that type of stuff, because I've always prayed and kept God close to me and done all that. I've done all that, but I never was in the Bible reading. I never did the reading. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff I knew is from, because from kindergarten through 8th grade, I had went to private school, so I did know a lot of the Bible, but that was more so, I feel like that was more forced because we had religion. I would have religion class. So a lot of stuff I just knew from, being taught that, but I never like really just sat and just read it for myself. So when I opened it up and I started doing that, I started looking at things totally different. I started understanding life a little bit better, and it just totally actually just changed my whole view, my outlook on life. And when certain things happen, I'm like, okay, like, because I already know how he get down, and I just know. So yeah, that's that on that. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break real quick because I need to get my thoughts together. Like I say, this necessarily wasn't planned. The first, like, last night I did not go to sleep knowing that I was going to be filming, on the podcast today. But it seemed like it was just put on me to start today. Okay, yes, you tell me you ain't got this, and then you don't got the mic or whatever. So I hope y'all can hear me. So if I am loud than normal, it's because I don't have the mic. Okay, yeah, you ain't got every picture on the wall or every whatever it is that I feel I need. Yeah, you don't have all that, but it's casual couch talk. You got a couch. You know what I'm saying? You filming, you have a camera, you have several phones, you have lighting. Yes, you don't have the lighting that you want, or the whatever, the big grand lights or whatever it is that you're looking for, but you do have lighting. I got a basket in my I have a bathroom, like, pantry with several lighting ring light things in the basket. Like, it's like you can make do with what you have, and that's the beauty of it. So that was just all on my mind when I was just laying in bed this morning before my feet even hit the ground. And I was just like, you know what? I'm filming my first episode today. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about none of that. I'm filming my episode today. And I was like, okay, I ain't got my hair done. Like, I was like, I think I'm gonna wait until I put my, because that's what I started telling myself next. I was like, I'm gonna just wait till I put my hair in, and then I went up in there and did me an old school hairstyle. Did me, like, I don't know, could y'all see it? I done made me 2 little buns, because I did see this hairstyle one night. I was up watching YouTube, and Princess Reese, she had went and got her hair done, and she had got this hairstyle. But it was so cute. I think they did 3 knots or whatever. It was 3 instead of 2. And then she had the 2 pieces coming down on the face. So I had kind of recorded it, and I was like, oh, I want my hair like that. Like, I want that style. So that's what I ended up doing today. I just did them with 2 or whatever, and then I made it do what it do. Put my makeup on, went in my closet, found me something cute to throw on and still be casual on the couch. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, made it work. So yeah. I am going to take a break really quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So I had to take me a little break real quick, right? But I cheated. I was not supposed to look, because I had to see. I'm like, what is it looking like? Like, what is it giving on the other end of the camera? And so I decided to switch the switch the angle that I was filming really quick to see if I like this better. I'm still gonna keep the footage that I already recorded, because it is what it is. So, but I'm like, okay, let me bring it in closer, because it kind of felt like too far away, and it felt like I was reaching like with my voice and stuff like that, especially with me not having the mic. So I was like, let me bring the camera in closer. So hopefully I don't chicken out and not put that in there and not just whatever. But I think this is cool. It gives more intimate. It gives more, you know, just like, it gives more of a casual type of feel to it than far across the room. I don't know why I did that. Had it all the way back there. Why did I do that? But anyways, so yeah, I'm super duper excited about this segment. It's just like another segment to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited to talk about like different topics, and you know what I'm saying? I'm so excited to get like, you know, feedback as we, you know, grow and people start engaging back, and you know, we have things that we want to talk about, you know, as women or whatever. And yeah, I can't wait. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous about this. I don't know why, because it's really just like we posted another video. But I am kind of like, and it's so crazy, I do this anyway in my videos. I be talking forever. That's why I'm like, this would be great to kind of separate some of that talking I be doing in my damn vlogs. Like, you know, but I talk, when I be talking, like my stuff be like good. I think 90% of my videos, I always have a message, some sort of message in my videos. Because that's just like me. Like, I feel like I live a realistic life. You know, I feel like, you know, every day is, you know, a constant, you know, stair stepper type of shit. Like, yeah, I feel like I'd be on a Stairmaster every day. No lie. So, you know, that's kind of just like what I be talking about. You know, I kind of try to, you know, uplift, you know, tell people. I really try to talk about too what I've read and what I've learned. You know, it's always something positive in there, some way. It's a positive message. It could be in the beginning, sometimes it be in the middle, sometimes it might not be to the end. Sometimes it's really towards that middle end. I start getting comfortable and I really start talking. You know what I'm saying? So that's same here. Like I say, it's not no T-page. It's not no negative shit. Like, it ain't based off no, I ain't never laughing at nobody taking the L, or, you know, somebody, you know, then stumbled in life or whatever. That's not the case. But certain stuff I feel it's okay to, you know, talk about, like, especially when it's a kind of a wide range type of thing and not really putting nobody at fault. I did do a video before a couple months ago, and I actually enjoyed that too. That's kind of really had put a spark when I had did the video in my bedroom. But I did the video based off of someone who made a video about, you know, themselves and their situation. And that one, I really was like, I think that's my first time being like, as far as to somebody on the internet, like, oh no, you wrong. Like, she dirty. Like, not dirty, but she wrong. Like, she knew, like, that was my first time. And if you scroll down, you'll see which video it is, because it clearly say it. But, and I only spoke on that because I feel like, you know, children was involved, and I feel like some things could have been prevented, you know. And then I related to it as far as being a mother, so I know, like, with mother instincts, like, some stuff, you know, whatever. So that was that video. And then it did pretty good for my channel, and so I really like that. So I was just like, I would like to do this more often, you know. And I was in my bed when I did that video, and it was just at that point it was casual bed talk, you know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed that. So I was just like, I would like to do that again, but I don't want to be like no reaction type of, I don't want this to be like, become like a reaction type of thing, or a reaction, definitely won't be no reaction channel or whatever. But I would pick and choose what I choose to, you know, get on the phone like with y'all and talk about. But that's how I am in my real life too. Certain people, like certain, I can't intake a bunch of negativity or whatever like that, but stuff like that, like, I don't mind like talking about it, like an overall, you know, general type, an overall type of, you know, just, I don't know, kind of like things I feel like we all can relate to, or, you know, or change, or I could change a person perspective on the way they looking at something, or I just question, why do a person look at things, look at certain situations in that way, like, why do they do that, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like where I'm at with it, you know. And like I say, the topics are gonna range from, you know, every which way possible, good stuff, bad stuff. I also wanted to get into like talking about, like, you know, myself, some of my own personal experiences, some really good, you know, stories that I have, some things I've learned along the way, you know, motherhood, relationships, you know, dating, you know, just stepping out on faith, trying something new. Because if you don't watch my vlogs, you'll know that I'm from Vegas, but I moved to Atlanta. And so this is my first time ever being away from home, not having no family, you know what I'm saying, just me and my kids. Like, I want to talk about that whole process, and just how good God is, you know what I'm saying, like, just really moving on faith, you know, just, and that's the same thing too. I'm gonna get back to this, but I'm gonna close it out so we don't drag this episode 1. I'm gonna close it out with having faith, and it's okay to just start wherever you are. You might not have all the tools and everything that you need, but just do it. Because when I moved here to Atlanta, all I had was what would fit in my truck. That's all I had. Nothing else. And faith. I had never drove across state before. I'm from Vegas, so I never just picked up and got in the car with my kids, just us 3, and drove to California. I was always scared. And it's a reason why I'm scared of, like, the road. In the city, in Vegas, I can drive on the freeway. I can do all that with my eyes. Okay, y'all, I'm about to get the damn camera winded. So, oh, that's what I was saying. In the city, I could drive like with my eyes closed. I was never scared, never nothing. Like, it's nothing. But on the road, like going outside of Vegas, I would always get scared on unfamiliar roads. I would panic, anxiety like on 10 and all that. But do you know, God had gave me the okay, and I packed up that car, and all this didn't happen this fast. I got videos on it or whatever, but God gave me the okay, and I knew that's what it was. Like, I knew it was solid. And we packed up that car, and I was gone. I drove from Vegas to Atlanta. And, you know, sometimes I did get a little shaky, you know, especially when the sun started setting and going down and it was going to start getting dark. I was a little, but I just, talked to myself, kept my composure, and, God guided the wheel. Yeah, and we made it here or whatever. And, like I said earlier, I hate to say we came with nothing because we, it wasn't like nothing, but it was nothing, and turned it into, a home. And that was all off of just my faith, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that God got me, and, like I say, studying the word and seeking him, and then finding him. If you don't seek him, you won't know when he's talking to you, got a message for you, or telling you what your next play is. If you don't seek him, it's impossible. And when God gives you the go on something, I'm a firm believer, there's no confusion, never no confusion. And I'm gonna say this real quick because I do want this to be one of my episodes. I do want to talk about this, but I had a few people that's like, Atlanta, why Atlanta? And then not only Atlanta too, like my daughter came out here for college, so it was already set in stone anyway with her for sure. You know what I'm saying? But so like with me, people was like, just had their whole views on Atlanta and what they've heard, and then talk, what people say, the men, or it's slow, or I just heard so many different things, and nothing nobody said made me jump. Nothing nobody said made my eyebrow go up. Nothing nobody said made me like, it never made me second guess, the plans that I had ahead. And that's why I think that was my last vlog video, or the one that's coming out. I don't know if this is going to go out before this next video I got that's going to upload. I don't know if this is going to go first or it's going to go after, but I was basically talking to... No, it's the vlog before this one, but it talks about keeping quiet when you're doing something, or when you want to do something, or you have plans or whatever. Just keep quiet. Keep it between you and God, like tell no one. I talked about that because that's when everything went for me. When I just stopped talking and stopped sharing things with, my fellow peers, that's when everything just took off. Because at first it was just like, okay, what's the hold up? Like, why that? Like, I was just like, what's going on? Never like, oh, this ain't for me, this not gonna happen. But it was just like, okay, like, come on. And it's just like, he had came to me, and then it was just like, don't stop telling people or whatever. But what was so crazy is, my grandmother, when I had first told her that we was gonna move out here to Atlanta, like all of us, that's so crazy that she said to me, she was like, and it had kind of stuck in the back of my head too. She was like, well, don't tell nobody your plans. And I was like, oh, I'm not, or, ain't, you the first person I'm telling or whatever. That's what But then later on, because I was still there. After that, I was still there, I want to say 8 months after I had told her that, I was still in Vegas. So then, and I have different, I'm a hairstylist, so I talk to many different people, and then I have client friends, and then I have, associate clients, and I have, so it was a certain amount of people started knowing what I was doing. I was, talking to them about it and all this type of stuff. And then I just noticed, that's when I started getting all that different type of, feedback here. People saying like, oh, no, I don't think that's for you. I don't know. Like, it's not there. It's here. Like, it's not there where you gonna blossom. It's here. Like, it was just like all that. And then eventually, like, it was just so clear to me of, where cut it short. Don't say nothing else, And then, like I say, that part happened fast. Soon as I zipped up my mouth, and all my other steps I was doing, it just all went, and I just went for it. So to sum that up, basically what I'm saying is, you have to start somewhere. You have to. You might not have it all. You might not have every little thing that you need at the moment. This video I'm doing off the limb, with nothing that I feel I should have, or I feel that I really want it to be on my first video. Like the vision I had of what my first podcast video should look like. Like, that's not what this is. It don't look like that. But you just did it. It is what it is. It's, I got the main, like I said earlier, I got the main things. I have a couch and I have the camera, and that's what the channel is really based off of, those two, it's in the title, So it's just like, all you got to do is just have faith. Use what oh my God, that's another thing. I do not want to drag this. I read this on Instagram one time. I read it on Instagram. Somebody had posted this, and it was like, God, and don't quite quote me, I don't know how the order came, but it was basically like God is saying, like, you already have what you need. And that is so, like, that's deep. Like, you already have what you need. Like, you searching for this, and you searching, and you waiting, and you self-sabotaging, your journey, and you delaying your own journey. Yourself delaying your own journey, not nobody else, because you feel it's not the right time. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, no, next time, tomorrow, next week. Like, we be doing it to ourselves. And I know I do it. I'm like really guilty of that. I have such a creative mind, and that's my little hashtag saying, like, been this way, because I have always been that way. Like, just my mind is just crazy. But it's like, I always trick myself out of my own ideas, because I feel like timing and not having what I feel it should be. And with me, it don't even be like, well, get the things to make it work. It's just like, my mind be like wanting to be grand, And I don't know, that's because I'm like even like with decorating, just say for instance, because like when I decorate and I'm creating something, I don't like to show it until it's like the finished product. You see what I'm saying? That's why even when I was younger and I was in school and I used to love doing science projects or whatever, I would do my whole science project. I couldn't do half of something and then come back and do the rest the next day. I wanted it all done. I didn't have I don't know if you would call that patience or whatever, but I would just be so excited to create whatever it is I was doing. And I had to see it all in that moment. Like, I wanted to, I didn't want to wait. And so that's the same way too. Like, even with filming, I'm like, the living room is just not done. Like, it's just so many things that I want to do that I haven't done yet. And I don't want nobody to see it until it's done, because I love decorating. I love home decor. Like, it can be any type of decor, any damn where. I really do. I love that. That's another love of mine, And so I just don't be wanting. I be like, I'm like this, like, just, wait. I wait till I'm done. But Shit, time be flying by so fast now. It's like, yeah, we'll be on the next level up before I finish probably. So yeah, that's that. I'm not gonna drag it because, like I say, I did want that to be an episode, and letting people know how powerful God is. He is amazing. He's so amazing. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough grace. I was looking at some of my old videos 2 days ago, and I was just like, lady, do you realize? Because I was watching a video. I finished a whole video of mine. I don't do that. I don't go back on my videos and watch them. I have, like, probably once or twice before. Some of them I watch, but normally I don't do that. But I was just like, you're not where you was 3 years ago. Like, have you, like, really looked at that? Have you really, like, paid attention to that? Like, you not where you once was. And where you prayed to be, that's where you are. You know what I'm saying? That's wild to me. And that's why I do like, documenting and filming and stuff like that. Because you can just look back on it, I had a video. See, look at me. I can't help it. But I'm going to say this, and for real, I'm going to go. I had a video talking about, it was 2022 or 23. And it was like the new year, and it was a try-on haul. That's my most viewed video on YouTube. It's like 100 and something thousand views. It was a try-on haul. And towards the middle end, I start talking. I always do that. I just start, it comes naturally. Kind of like I'm doing right damn now. I don't even know if I'm supposed to even be doing this part. But here I go preaching. And I'm not really preaching. I'm just like spitting like real life game and just, I'm talking about self. So in that video, I was like, I'm going on a rocket ship. Like I'm going like, I don't know where I'm going, but I know something, like I know I'm going. And it's like, I was talking like that, and I was just like, I was in the video listening to me talk about it. You could tell I was like, I knew something was coming. I knew it was a change. There was a shift that was about to happen in my life. I just didn't know how, and I didn't know when. But I knew something was coming, and I just could not pinpoint it. And it's so crazy now looking back when I made that video. I think that video is 2 years old or 3. I'm not sure. It was like, oh, this is what it was. Like, you're not even in that state no more. You're not even around those people no more. Like, you on a whole nother, like, you on different soil, like, and it's so crazy too. I compared it to like a rocket ship. That's crazy. And another analogy I have with that too. Oh yeah, because I was just like, I'm about to take off. And I did take off. There was a takeoff. But I didn't know it was going to have turbulence. I didn't know I was going to run into rainy weather. I didn't know it was going to be cloudy. I didn't know it was going to come with thunderstorms. I didn't know it was going to come with hail. Like, I didn't know it was going to come with wind. Like, all that. I did not know that. You know, I knew I was getting ready to board some type of ship, plane, rocket. I knew that was about to happen. But I did not know that I was going to go through all of that first before the sun like really came out, and it was just like clear view. You could say that. You know, sometimes I still run into some clouds. No storms, but some clouds. And that's life. That's going to always happen. From here on out until it's a wrap. It's gone. That life is like that. It do that. It's just how you weather your storm, or you weather your rainy day, or your windy day, or whatever. It's just how you get through it, and what lessons you take from that. So that's that. I hope y'all enjoyed the first episode of Casual Couch Talk. Please give me feedback. This one was just really just jumping in the pool. Ain't gonna lie. This one was like just really jumping in the pool, going for it, and whatever happens, happens. So, the next one might be better. It might be, I don't know if it seemed unorganized, or it seemed a little bootleg, or if it seemed a little off, but whatever it is, it's mine. So that's what it is. That's where we at. We just dove right in with nothing, with nothing but a whole lot of everything. And yeah, so we did it. We got the first episode down and out. And it only could get better. Remember I told y'all, my grandma said, and this is something, if you take anything from what I said, take this, what she told me long ago. She always said, if you start at the bottom, you can't go nowhere but up. And I was just, that always just kind of stuck with me. So, and I myself, as my individual self, I needed those words to carry me along, my journey of the life I've been living, because I have this fantasy mind, and it don't. Sometimes my fantasy mind ain't necessarily realistic at the moment, but it's okay. Just make do with what it is. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I definitely think you should put that in your back pocket and keep tight, and just relax and enjoy the journey, and just, put that shit out there, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're going for that job, go for it. You got an interview, but you can't get in to get a hair appointment. Do you a straight slick back ponytail, put a little baby hair like we used to do back in the day. Like, make it do what it do. Just make it do what it do. Cause ain't nothing perfect. It's not. Even when you try to make it perfect, it can never be. It's nothing is perfect. And that's so crazy, because I'm the type of person, I don't like perfect. And when shit ain't perfect, that's when I deliver my best everything. When something challenges me, that's when I deliver like my best. When I'm, like these jeans I got on, the goddamn zipper is broke. So let me show y'all what I did. I took my needle and thread that I be sewing the people hair with, and so first of all, these are baggy jeans. These are some baggy jeans that I had ordered from, I think these was Fashion Nova or Misguided, like hella years ago. Probably about 3 years ago, maybe. And when I got these, they came with the zipper broke. So I just always just had them, you know, in my closet or whatever like that. And somehow they made it out here with me. They made it out here with me or whatever. And I just never wore them because I was like, oh, I'm going to take them to the cleaners and I'm going to get them fixed. I'm going to take them and I'm going to get them, you know, have the zipper fixed, but I never did. So anyways, when I had went in my closet to find something to put on, and I was just like, oh, I could wear those jeans. And then I was like, oh, the zipper broke. And then I'm like, girl, come on. Like, do you know who you are? So I got that needle and thread, crisscrossed the top, and sewed them together. So I'm like sewed in these jeans right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. We making shit work all year long, right? I will catch y'all on the next one.